What is up, guys? And today I'm going to be grading the last five Minnesota Vikings first round picks, kind of excluding Donovan Jackson because he still is a rookie, but maybe I'll just give him a little too early grade. But as far as the other guys, I think we've seen at least something to give a at least ballpark grade on. So that said, let's get into the earliest of the five first round picks, which is Lewis Cine back in 2022. Now, Lewis Cine was a pretty solid safety coming out of Georgia. Now, the Vikings, I will say, definitely did screw that draft pick up because they had literally had Kyle Hamilton fall right into their lap, and there's no one on this earth that is taking Lewis Cine over Kyle Hamilton at this moment. So they could have had him. They decided to, get a little cute with the pick, trade back, get some extra draft capital, which, if I'm remembering correctly, didn't even really amount to much, and they ended up getting a practice squad level player instead of Kyle Hamilton. Aside from that, his career is kind of unfortunate, and you can't blame him for some of the stuff that happened. As a rookie in 2022, he suffered a compound fracture in his lower left leg while recovering a punt in week 4. This injury was pretty severe, and he ended up missing his entire rookie season because of that. So through his whole rookie season, he only played a couple of defensive snaps, and then through all of 2023, he was basically just a special teams guy, not really used much at all on defense. Him pretty much missing out on his full first 2 seasons, and even when he was back, just being used as a special teamer. You could say that that really did stunt his development quite a lot in the NFL. Losing a whole 2 seasons like that as a young player, I know definitely can hurt you, but even when he was on the field, just the fit was not there. Bringing in Brian Flores, he just did not work at his defense at all. So yeah, given the fact that the Vikings cut him just after a couple seasons and he barely contributed anything to the team, I think this is a pretty easy F grade. Now, the next pick that we have is Jordan Addison from the 2023 draft class. This one I'm going to have to give a solid A to. I can confidently say that right off the bat without even really diving into the stats too much. I mean, you look at Jordan Addison, I know he's in the middle of a bit of a down year here, but when you look at Jordan Addison as a receiver in his rookie season, he would have 911 receiving yards and 10 touchdowns, which is a very good rookie season for a late first round wide receiver. I guess he was kind of, in the middle at pick 23. So he was kind of near that middle range. But regardless, I mean, even some of the guys that were taken ahead of him in that draft class, you look at Jackson Smith and Jigba taken at 20. Obviously, you're still taking JSN over Jordan Addison with how well he's playing this season, but 2 other receivers taken in front of him, like Quentin Johnston. Are you telling me you'd rather have Quentin Johnston over Jordan Addison? I don't think so. Zay Flowers, that's a bit more of an argument, but even Zay Flowers, I mean, I think I'm taking Jordan Addison over him as well. So I think Jordan Addison has been a very good receiver. If he doesn't have 9 at quarterback this year, I mean, let's be honest here, even on a team like the Colts that, spreads the ball around, you could definitely see a guy like him have another 1,000-yard, 10-touchdown season. But the pairing of him and Jefferson really should be ideal for pretty much any quarterback in the league. If you can't make the duo of Jefferson and Addison work, then I don't even know what you can do at that point. It's kind of just that quarterback just might be a lost cause. But yep, Jordan Addison, pretty easy A grade. Next up, we got Dallas Turner in the 2024 draft. Vikings took him at pick 17. A couple of picks after Leatu Latu, who was the first defensive lineman off the board. And then a few picks later, Jared Verse did go to the Rams at 19, which I guess in hindsight, you maybe rather have Jared Verse given how good that he's playing. Well, I guess you definitely have to take Jared Verse, but I don't think this makes a Dallas Turner pick all that bad. Yes, you would definitely rather have Verse, but despite his slow rookie season last year, Dallas Turner has definitely picked it up this year. In the last 3 games, he's had a sack in every game. Last week versus Seattle, I think, was his breakout game of the season, probably. I mean, he had 2 sacks. He was making plays all over the field against a Seattle team who, I mean, is top 5 in the NFC right now. So they're a good team, and he was making plays all last week. So I would have to give this a B+. Dallas Turner, I still think, is a really good player, and it's pretty obvious that in Brian Flores' defense, he can be a very successful player. So yeah, B+. Pretty easy grade for me there. And then next up in 2024, JJ McCarthy, who the Vikings took at pick 10. Now, I had seen videos when JJ McCarthy was even coming out of Michigan saying how JJ McCarthy is not the elite game manager that everyone says he is. And I didn't really know what to think. I mean, I kind of had mixed thoughts on JJ. I wasn't a huge college guy, and I don't really, investigate the college game and, all the players coming out of the draft that much. But to me, the discourse surrounding him kind of reminded me of a guy like Justin Herbert a couple of years ago, where a lot of people thought Herbert was he had potential to be a bust, but the Oregon offense didn't demand enough of him to confidently say that he was going to be a great quarterback or he was going to be a trash quarterback. It was kind of just a wait and see kind of situation with their college offenses. And it's safe to say that the Michigan offense with Blake Corum leading the way definitely helped out JJ. He definitely is not the elite championship level game manager that we saw in college. Well, I mean, I guess if you look at the film now, I guess he wasn't even that elite at managing the game in the first place. He kind of just had a lot of help from everyone else to mask his flaws. But yeah, JJ has not looked good. He has one of the worst EPAs in NFL history. I think only Jamarcus Russell is behind him. But yeah, if you look at his QBR, you would have a higher QBR if you spiked the ball on every single play. I think him and Max Brosmer have two of the lowest QBRs in the league. And that's not hating on Max Brosmer or anything. But the fact that an undrafted free agent quarterback who really shouldn't be on a field right now, he's a third string quarterback, had just a couple points lower of a QBR than JJ is really just tells you all you need to know about how JJ's progressed this far. Now, I know maybe it's not fair to rank him this early, given the fact that he missed his whole rookie season, but for a guy who's at least been watching on the sidelines, you'd think that he would be more pro ready, but he just doesn't even look like an NFL quarterback right now. I mean, if you're asking me, there's probably at least like 36 quarterbacks in this league that I would take, because you look at some teams, like they got a starter and a backup you would take. Like you look at the Colts, I would take AR and Daniel Jones over JJ. You look at a team like the Texans, I would take Davis Mills and CJ over JJ. You look at, I mean, I was going to say the Jets because I would definitely take Tyrod over JJ. Justin Fields is maybe a bit of a stretch, but they're both pretty bad. So if you're even debating whether we would take Justin Fields over JJ, that tells you all you need to know right there. So right now, I think the JJ pick, I mean, it's got to be an F. He's just at an all-time bad pace right now. Even Anthony Richardson, who is one of the most inaccurate quarterbacks we've ever seen, at least AR brings you some upside with his crazy plays that he can bring you. Like, I remember that play to Alec Pierce where he dropped the 60-yard dime off his back foot. Like, JJ is not doing that. At least guys like that are going to give you some spike plays. They're going to give you some exciting plays that can generate you some points. JJ he doesn't have any of that. He really doesn't. Now, I know he does get hated on a lot because of the cringy 9 nickname, but the whole 9 thing aside, I didn't even mention that, but just talking about his play, he is just not a good quarterback. So yeah, to me, JJ, pretty obvious F grade based on where he's at right now and the fact that I just don't see if he's going to get a whole lot better. So yeah, that's about it.